Good morning, namaste. It's Monday, August 31st, and here we are for another session. Continuing onward.
Let's see what happens today.
See who's here today.
Not getting too much here. I'm just hearing kind of the sun, my heart kind of thing. Oh, now I think maybe it almost feels like a Thich Nhat Hanh kind of student.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
maybe. I can kind of see his face, and then they're bowing to, that kind of feeling. So, what questions do you have for us today? Just keep hearing the sun, my heart, the sun, my heart, like, I don't know, I guess maybe wanting to come into that,
Yeah, I'm just getting for them to do that I am and I am that I am.
Okay. Okay, I think that's fine with that one. So,
Oh,
moving
I must say, that was quick. Home that I am and I am that I am from the heart.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we'll kind of show you them as we go here. So we get a lot of the similar rocks. Some of these look familiar to me. So some rocks are more popular than others, apparently. So. Clarity on something. Clarity on how to be still. Sounds like there's been some confusion for this soul, and trying to see where that's stemming from. Something about, I'm just kind of seeing confusion, and then maybe that was connected in with something that just kind of, there's the confusion, and then it's connected in with something that was just maybe not bringing, clarity and stillness and all those good things.
Right.
Something that was not clear. Maybe they had a connection. They were a student with someone that wasn't clear. I don't quite see, but I just see kind of some dirt or something. Their confusion stemmed from a connection with a being that possibly gave them the wrong direction.
Right. Okay. Being still does not mean sitting in a cave, unmoving body. Stillness can be done while you're moving, while you're walking, but the mind stills. What needs to still is the mind. The mind needs to submerge into the non-dual. So what needs to still is find that still center. In the center of being is that point of stillness. That's the stillness you need to find.
And they are trying to relax with that. I think there was that connection there, and I don't know if it put them off on a course that was not beneficial to them, but they were also kind of, when they went to that particular source of direction, they didn't know, they were kind of vulnerable, and I think it sort of set them on a course that maybe wasn't that good. But this is resonating now, so can feel them relaxing more, kind of soaking in
Yeah.
the moment and, you know, the energy and that kind of thing. So,
Right. They can do Om or they can do the COS
okay.
if they choose.
I'd like them both if possible. The COS just, yeah, no, I don't think anyone's going to refuse that too easily.
Yeah.
So, okay, very good. And that is coming in, that energy for this being. So,
Yeah, so just continue to work on going to that still point of the heart in that quietude. It doesn't have to do with not moving of the body, etc. It has to do with the stilling of the mind. Okay.
Yeah, that's good clarification. So, there we go. Namaste. Okay. We've got another.
The
I know we've
linga.
seen this linga before. So we'll put him down, him, her, energy, whatever. We'll see here. Ooh, a strong energy. I just feel something that went right into my heart, not in a bad way. It's very potent energy.
Mm-hmm.
Grounded, or, you know. Okay, so how can we help you today? It sounds like they're really benefiting just from being here. I'm still trying to get what the feeling of it. I don't, it's strong, whatever it is, and I'm trying to see what avenue they're going with this. So they are seeking the light, and that's good. I'm trying to get that clarified.
What has been your practice so far? Do you have a teacher that you have been with?
I'm feeling that they do, and again, I'm not getting a lot of, this is this particular and that's that. I'm just getting more feeling with this one of energies, and I think it has been some potent practices that have been done. I don't want to say tantric, but just something very potent with this energy that's been done with their practices. So in terms of, I think they just want that stilling, that, to come more into the absolute or unified, because there is maybe some energy of some of those practices more that are there. It is fire-like, but it's grounded. It's, it's a good thing. I just...
maybe the Kali mantras would be good for them. To break through the last of the residual, cut the last ties.
That feels really good. For some reason I see that, is it Nag Baba? The ones that wear the black?
Oh, Aghoris.
Aghori, that's what it is. Where am I getting Nag? Is that
Naga.
Naga.
Naga is the other one, like Sundarpuri was Naga.
All right, so Aghori, that's what
Aghori
it was.
is the black,
And
they
right
have
away,
very difficult, they have very difficult,
I'm feeling that. I just got a flash of that Aghori that I know we saw one when we were in India, but it was a flash of that kind of thing, and it is hard.
It's very difficult.
It is a hard path.
Yeah, they challenge all the belief systems, when they're eating the dead flesh of the people and everything. It's everything they do that's supposed to be bad or forbidden, they do in order to break through the mindset of it being, so that's why they do what they do. It's challenging everything, challenging every belief system.
Right, it feels like, at least a blend of that with something potent in there. I mean, it's just got that, it's a hard, very potent practices, very strong practices this energy has been involved in. but wanting to have that come into more, I guess, sort of those kinds of things burning to ash and leaving the heart, the beauty of, the heart, the fire, that's maybe bringing those practices out, but they want that part to go and leave what remains.
Right.
So
yeah, I would say do the Kali. And
that sounds right for this being, because I do, I kind of see some black, not in a bad way. I just think it's that they're just so, they're grounded, they're strong, and that Kali energy resonates.
That strong energy for this point. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they can get that from the other side, I think, yes.
Yeah, the mantras are there for sure, so make sure that's starting to weave its way into this energy. So there it goes. Okay, so namaste.
So I think we will leave him here at the cave for a while.
Let me put him
I think he's going to want to stay here for a while to do some of those.
So let him go and transfer in
Yeah,
there.
he can transfer into the cave. It'd be good for him for a while.
I'll put him back up here then.
Okay.
We keep organized here, We keep organized. All right, here we go. Next, another little kind of similar one that we had a little bit earlier. Okay, make sure this is for this one, but I'm kind of getting treading water. Treading water. I see someone that is kind of treading water. I mean, that's sort of what I'm getting. They want to go more with the current, more with the flow. They just I guess they're finding a lot of stopping places and kind of getting absorbed in, whatever's happening there. Or I think they want to move with the current a little more. Let's see what else. So we'll see what kind of practices maybe they've done. As we're speaking, I'm seeing more flow happening for this energy, like a flow coming in. At first I saw more the circles in the water, or maybe it was just someone was there and that energy just sort of stuck in one spot.
Stuck in one spot, in one one thing. Yeah.
And I'm feeling, even as we speak, some more flushing through.
Yeah, I would say just be more open to the moment rather than being in a stale practice that you do over and over and over by rote.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that probably what they did with the treading water is they're stuck in one practice that they've done, over and over and over, but it's just become a they haven't got to the heart of it. It's not moving them. They're just mouthing the words.
Right, yeah.
Just mouthing the words. So when you're mouthing the words, you're just going to tread what you're not going to go anywhere. You're just going to be sitting there, paddling, doing the same thing and be stuck. So for this one, I would say, just the immediate thing, just be in the moment. Be open to life, be open to the moment. Yeah. And then go forward. Yeah.
A little more versus just, right, like you say, just sort of having, I guess, people getting these patterns.
Right.
Kind of. That's what I'm seeing with the patterns in the water. I mean, it's just kind of, there, and it needs to be.
You get into, practices, but it's just all intellect. It's intellectual, and you haven't opened to, feel. You haven't opened to really being in the moment with what's there.
Right,
just,
connecting with even what's
exactly.
around you, nature, or whatever
Right.
it is that's there at the moment.
Yeah.
Kind of, here I am with this, you know, rather than
Right,
opening.
right, right. So
Makes
the
sense.
first step is to be able to connect with nature and connect with, you know, with life that's going on around them, instead of isolating and
Makes sense.
in this one practice, which has become just a verbal
Yeah.
yada yada that's
Makes
going
sense.
nowhere.
Okay. Yeah. Really. Gets tiring too.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is some more fleshing through, and
Mhm.
so that's probably pretty good right now for this
Yeah,
being.
I think that's
Okay.
where they need to head next.
Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just getting more of the that Buddhist type of a thing that they're doing, that you know, kind of sending out that goodness and stuff, but it's all
Right.
become just verbal,
Yeah, something's happening in that
just
way,
verbal, blah 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 blah.
which can happen over time, and it, you know, with some practices, I mean, for sure, and also if it's not really heart centered and
Right.
open, and not to say, you know, and I don't think people know there's that difference. And I know with this path, you've always talked about opening up to life and breathing in the moment and not closing it, you know, and being just, you know, I guess just so, you know, there's a balance between effortlessness and making some efforts, I guess.
And there's a
versus
big difference between intellectualization of practices and very heart centered. So I feel that this one was more into the intellectualized ideas of it, but not really fully feeling,
it makes sense.
opening to everything. Yeah.
And that's definitely a big part of the practice, is opening up and, you know, listening and being present, not just in your own whatever stuff is with you, but just, you know,
Right.
overall. So, okay, so next. And I do remember, I do remember this rock, because I remember the pink and then the little, I remember that little thing around it, little gold.
You'll see many of the same ones many, 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 many times.
Oh, I'm sure, but it's just interesting when you see them, a lot of the same ones. Some are more popular, which is in this moment, but that could change. You know, others could come to the forefront. Anyway, okay, so let's see what's happening with this one. Soul release, release soul. Soul release, mental harmony, seeking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Soul release, mental harmony, seeking. Yeah. I feel like, and at least what I'm hearing, they have had some tastes.
Mm-hmm.
Tastes of quietude and silence and stillness, and they, you know, are seeking to be single-minded, I guess, one-pointed.
Okay.
Maybe in their practice, in their journey now.
I'd say maybe it's a COS.
And they're very happy with that. And again, when you say COS, I see that being imprinted. It is coming, and they're just very, very happy with that. I think this is one that's kind of, at least it feels to me that they're pretty open. They're pretty heart-centered, and this would really help a lot, COS. So,
That'll help to open them a little more.
for sure. So, okay.
Balance out. And
So, namaste.
stay.
Hey, here's another pretty one. Okay, so I'm just let you know the imagery that I'm seeing is a really strong rushing water. There is a board or maybe a block there. I do see the water starting to push up against that and maybe even going over it. Let's see, so tipping, I'm hearing tipping, grounding, maybe needing some grounding in this process that seems very strong, and it is breaking through, you know, some boundaries that were there, but they need some it's a lot for them. They need a little bit of more, you know, something to keep them a little more grounded and not so, you know, they're just being swept up. It's strong.
Maybe do the Our Father.
And that's resonating for them. I'm hearing some of that prayer in my mind. And I see someone within this strong current, like, you know, in prayer, and I see that water rushing over, but they're able to get a little bit of, you know, a little bit of something there so that they can kind of ease a little. I mean, I guess it's just too much.
It's overkill for them.
Yeah. And I don't know what they've done before, but I think they've taken in a lot of different practices and maybe not had a center point for those practices, you know, just kind of everything that felt good and right, and it's too much. It's taking too much momentum, you know. So I do see actually it's a very nice picture of light with someone praying, but you see the water going, you know, so they're not so swept up.
Right. They can find the rivers of living waters, but let it be, you know.
A little more calmer.
A little more calm. And they can ask Christ to come in.
Yeah. And I do see that energy there. So I think it's going to give them some balance and a little more slowing down of whatever. Like I say, those practices build an energy, and I think what's happening is it's just caught up and really too much, you know. If you don't have, again, like, you know, I know with me with the guru, when I first started, I did a lot. I didn't know. I did some different chant, and it was too much, and I don't suggest it. Just taking and picking and choosing. I didn't know.
Right.
And you know, this is really caught up with this particular soul, and this is really a good start for them too. And it's soft and it's heart centered too. It's, you know, so okay, very good. Okay, moving along here, and we got another nice purple rock, nice and clear. I hope I'm just saying Cincinnati. I don't know why I'm hearing Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they live there, or they know a song. Maybe they like that song. Cincinnati. I'm not even real familiar with Cincinnati and what's there, so I can't say. Yeah, they're from the U.S.
I just remember that old TV program, the one that they were supposed to be doing, the radio station that was in Cincinnati.
Well, you know, this one's...
WKRP in Cincinnati.
Oh, now you
something
say
like
that.
Something like that. I just remember that old program.
So something with Cincinnati, but let's see if we can go a little deeper,
because
we might need a little more.
We might need just a little more to grasp onto here, other than Cincinnati.
You know, yeah, that's what
Cincinnati's kind of a broad subject.
What do you think? We read people's minds? Or I'm just teasing.
Actually, yes.
You know, what do you think? Anyway, you take us for. So okay, so let's try again. Oh, I do see Cincinnati. I do see a picture of a roof with a lot of rain coming on it, strong. And I am hearing still Cincinnati. Okay, maybe Cincinnati has a lot of rain. I don't know. But let's see, the connection would be. There in that house, I see someone in that house with the rain on the roof. And in Cincinnati, maybe, I don't know. Someone in there maybe they're worried about. Let's see if that's correct. I don't know. Maybe they're worried about someone there. Maybe that is about to pass. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just, let me see if that's correct. Feeling right. I mean, I'm seeing a body in that house.
Yeah, what's the concern with their passing?
Just worried that maybe they'll be in pain or, you know, that kind of thing. I don't know if it's about the passing part. I don't, as much as just they're feeling like maybe that's coming and they want to make sure they have the light in their heart and, you know.
So we can, I'll just go ahead and do some prayer for that then.
Nice. And I did see that house and there was some light in there and I think that's very much settling to this person. Very nice. I want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much. They're crying. Amen. And so they feel more settled and like they can relax. Like there's the light with this particular soul. That
Yeah,
really
and they
love.
can also be there. You can also go to help usher him across as well.
They're saying they want to and then they will.
Yeah, I've asked that Christ be there as well and that he would basically open his heart and give him a chance to know Christ before he passes and accept him and open the light to heaven and just let him know that everything is okay. So
that sounds just right for this particular soul. They will be there too. They see kind of a hand. That's what they wanted, but they just want to make sure he's, I guess, got the right things in place before
he's got the opportunity.
Yeah,
he's got the opportunity for that. It sounds like it's not something that he looked forward in life or knew enough about, or
I think that's it. I think it's just he's a good man, but
didn't have the opportunity to know Christ or know of Christ in a beneficial way.
And it feels like Christ really resonates with this particular energy and prayers and things. So very nice. So amen.
Thank you. Amen.
Okay. Well, we never know. Hey, I was a hospice worker, but I didn't know how it would turn this way. Okay.
Well, we have done a few things with hospice, though.
We have. I did the nursing, and then we did some energy work.
We did some energy work for a few patients to aid them in their passing. So
we're just still kind of, you never know what different form. I guess it's kind of similar stuff in many ways. You just don't know. Okay. Anyway, here's our next little energy rock. All right.
Our little point of energy.
A point of energy. And sometimes they, for some reason, when I set these ones down, a lot of times they want to be pointed this way, and I'm not quite sure why. But it's all good, whatever it is. So, right away I see someone with the hood taking the hood off, and it's in white, but taking the hood off, and kind of with flowers and things. I don't know if it's, resonating with some of this. I don't know. The flowers are beautiful. They're reflecting back. Maybe they like these images. I'm not sure. But that's what's being reflected back right now to me. I don't know if it's an offering or just a... Let's see if there's any questions. I'll just say thank you for that image, and do you have any questions for us today? Just getting silence of mind, sweetness. I think there are some mental graspings, I'm hearing mental graspings, and quite obviously this is a Christian kind of energy. Mental graspings. So what questions do you have? They want to lay all down to Christ's feet. They want to... And as you're talking, they want to say they're aware that they can just ask Christ, and they want to say thank you for putting that energy out more, I don't know why they haven't done that, but maybe they just wanted to be here right now. So they do want to lay it all down for Christ,
And you can just say, on the altar of truth I lay myself, and ask to know God directly. And that's, what Christ came to do, so you can know the Father. Christ said, if you know me, you know the Father that sent me. Well, you can also know the Father that sent him directly. You can put yourself on the altar of truth.
So that is being done with the image of Christ there, and that, her lighter energy there, and more at his feet, and just kind of the similar images we've seen with that, and it's very, very nice, and maybe for some reason they're drawn here because of these, I don't know, but it's fine. Yeah, it's fine, so.
Yeah, I think some of the ones that come, some of the ones who are really devoted to Mary, they need to, at this point, move closer to Christ directly.
Makes sense.
They don't need to have an interceder.
And that's what I think that, now that you mention that, more than likely is that they were really pretty absorbed in those kinds of images.
Exactly.
And vibration, and...
right.
Yeah.
So if that's where they've been, then they need to let go of the Mother Mary prayers, and they need to go to Christ directly. Man does not need an interceder of Mary, etc.
And that makes sense, and that feels just right about what happened there. And it was gentle, but it was kind of, that's what they were the energy they were reflecting back. And once that did happen and they opened up really quite easily, I don't know, maybe, but it just was, it's quite fine, and it is going to that direct source.
Yeah, this is the difficulty when you're dealing with ones that have been in Catholicism. That in Catholicism, they don't go to Christ directly. They believe they have to go either to the priest or to Mary.
Mm.
So they're either attached to the priesthood or Mary, but they don't know Christ directly.
Wow, because you would think, oh, they've been so involved in that that would be where they would go immediately, but I guess some of those energies keep them kind of on that.
Right, because they're praying to Mary.
Path.
They're not praying to Christ directly.
Yeah, and that would.
Yeah, Hail Mary, full of grace. Right. Blessed art thou among children, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. So where in that is Christ?
Mm-hmm. Understood.
So,
yeah.
now for them, they need to, at this point, turn to Christ directly and know Christ directly.
Yeah, well, good.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. We've had a few kind of feeling like that. So, all right, onward. Here's our next purple gem.
Not that I have anything against Mary. Don't
It's
get me
not.
wrong.
It's not that. I just think they wanted to move forward and lay all at Christ's
they need
feet.
To. Yeah, they need
so
to. It's a different thing to go directly.
And if you want to stay with Mary, and that's where you're at right now, that's your thing. But this one was asking to move forward.
Yeah, no, they need to move forward from that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes sense. Right. Oh. Ooh, I see a picture of an image of it cutting off the head. I don't know what that's. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Call. I wonder if that's meaning of Kali or. Yeah, I think that's what they're saying by that. Hopefully it wasn't some kind of beheading. I don't know. I'm just trying to get this clear.
Yeah, could we get a little more clarity on what that image is for?
And that's strong.
In reference to.
I'm kind of hearing Kali,
but
it's very graphic. I mean, and I don't think that's quite. I'm just feeling that it's more of a physical nature that they're stuck on. And, so let's see what questions. So Kali, head of ego. Maybe explain more.
Oh, they want to know what that is?
Let's see. I think they're worried about it being a painful thing.
No, it's not a painful thing. The representation of that is Kali cuts the head of the demons. Whatever demon mental spins you're in, that's what the head gets cut. Okay? So those are the sticking points of ego. And so that's what gets cut. The ideations and the false things that one is clinging to, they get cut, they get cut, they get cut. So that one can then move forward in clarity to that absolute. But there's nothing to fear in that.
I think that image was more, I don't know, they took it to be kind of a physical pain.
Yeah, like it's going to physically cut your head. Yeah. No, it's not a physical death. It's the death of the demonic, if you will, the demonic or the demon. They need to go in and explore the writings of what's it called? The Kali.
Oh, the one that you've talked about a lot, with the different manifestations, I can't. Sometimes these things, they're there later, but when you need them,
but it's not popping in the name of it now.
Oh my gosh, I know, I can see it and feel it, but
it's the story of Durga and Kali. The Durga, the people were praying because the demons were overtaking the earth, the mental sphere of the earth, the mental sphere. So the gods got together and they were calling Durga, and then Durga was fighting these demonic mental spins, if you will. We'll just call them the mental spins and things. And when Durga, all her energy concentrates fully, it becomes Kali. So Kali is the absolutely condensed version of going in and working with those energies, the demons, and they cut the head of the demon or the mental spins so that it's no more. Okay. So, yeah, so it's releasing those mental spins.
So they're kind of feeling like then it's more energy, I guess.
It's energy, right. It's not a physical beheading. It's a energetic cutting the head of cutting the life force off from that mental spin that one is in.
And I liked how you put that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't necessarily mean that would affect my body, I guess.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with the body. It's being willing to cut those mental spins. And the Kali mantra is needed for that, because when Durga was cutting the head, it's very graphic. So what happened was when she cut the head of the demon, when the blood came out, 2, 3 more thoughts would go. Every time a drop of blood hit the earth, another thought would stream up, another thought, another thought, another thought. So when you use the Kali mantra is what it's showing, those different aspects of the different Kali mantras. Each one of them addresses something, some type of a mental spin, if you will, and cuts that so that you can energetically go forward and be cleared of it.
And they feel, they're feeling better about that. They just, I think, got caught up in fear around it.
Right. There's a lot of people, especially if you're born in India, that if they're not around Bengal or they're that area of India, they've heard of Kali and they think that it's demonic or something. They don't understand what the dark is. They don't understand why she looks so gruesome holding this. But, you've got to challenge your fears. You have to challenge all these things. And so, can be very fearful to one that's not walking in a correct manner, so to speak, because Kali is there to cut out all the negatives, to address it and cut it. Yeah.
Yeah. So there is a bit to that, but in terms of saying thank you
and she's time in the timeless. Yeah. And karma will catch up with you.
And I don't know if that has to do with this soul or anything. I don't know, but I
well,
think
no, I'm just saying, karma will catch up, time will catch up, so better to go into the cutting all the drama out of the mental spins.
Right, and walking a path with honesty, transparency, and integrity is part of that.
Exactly.
I'm just speaking of myself speaking. But, this energy is more settled. Mm-hmm. So should we leave it there then? Or? Yeah,
we'll leave it there. Maybe someone that's on the other side that understands more of Kali or Kali. The energy of Kali itself can come and give some more
because I know
wisdom
there's been
to
others
that
here, and I'm sure there's more there that can continue to help guide the soul and keep her settled. So, all right, namaste. Namaste.
Nothing to fear with Kali if you're doing it in the right way. Yeah, a lot of people, they got mistaken notions and they think she's black tantra or something.
Because of the
with
black,
that.
But that's
because of the black and because they don't understand the symbology, they don't understand the things, so they take it in fear and not knowing that the heads are cut is liberation, that's liberation. And so that's what it's representing there is liberation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, good thing. You know, you can't always say if something appears this way, it means this or that, but it has a, you know, very potent message of liberation in all those symbols.
Exactly.
So, okay. So, this is the same one we've seen before. The coffee one. Anyway, we'll go forward and do another one. I'm just hearing psychic trance. I don't know. Maybe they have some psychic, but what's new in the heavenly realms, you know, really not a big thing. But
could you bring some more clarification?
Saying something about psychic powers.
What about psychic powers?
Psychic powers I want. Yeah.
No.
Kind of demanding of psychic powers.
No, you can't come demanding anything. Absolutely not.
I want.
Well, you may want it, but it's not best for your journey. When what's best will open and not open. That's all. You have to ask the universe and God to give you what's best for your soul, not what your ego wants. Ego wants a lot of things that's not beneficial for it.
Yeah, no doubt.
And you just get yourself in trouble with things that you're not ready to have.
Right. Well, let me see if they're interested in seeking the light, which doesn't sound that way right
Doesn't
now.
sound like
so
it.
Should we leave it?
Ask for what purpose do they want this?
I think it's to impress. I think it's to be...
Right, to fill the ego.
Yeah. I don't think it's for good
absolutely
reasons. So.
Not. No, I'm sorry. We're not here to hand out things like that. 100%. We're here to aid people that want to move forward to the light of God, not people that want to puff up their ego and say, you know, that's not where it's at. So, on your way.
Immediately along there.
Bye.
Bye. We don't do that here.
No, that's not going to happen. So let me
make sure
usher them on their way.
On his way,
so
we don't want that kind of energy here.
No, we're not going to have that here. Yeah, he left pretty quick. He left very quickly. He's like, I'm out of here now.
Yeah, those ones that want powers go pretty fast. So they just get, you know, we don't entertain it or go through it. Or
it's not about, you know, gaining powers and this and that. And absolutely not. You know, the powers and things come, but, you know, they can be beneficial or not. But if one is just in ego seeking powers, then it's not beneficial at all. And some powers can come, and it can be a temptation, you know, if you're not far enough along on the path, and you don't have guidance, you don't have grounding, you can get yourself in a lot of trouble with it. So, again, you know, all things in their time, but this is not the time for that.
No, we don't, you know, with that kind of attitude, that's
not
a good thing.
No. It needs to go on its way.
Yeah. This one's really pretty with this kind of stripe, and I even have it. I sometimes look over there and I don't even know if I have it in there. It's just pretty. Okay, let's see. Okay, so one thing I got was little ego be free of. Dressed.
Hopefully they don't want a bigger ego.
No, if it's little, it's get rid of it. While it's little, I'm not hearing that, but let's see what happens. No one can say. Yeah, be free of. It could mean a bigger. It could be let go of the thing. A lot of things. Ego be free of. Die to truth. trying to see a little where they came from, and I see a little bit of nature, like some earth, like greenery, and then, then there's the soul. I don't know if they have some, still some connection there, or what's going on, but, okay, so what question do you have for us today? I'm kind of hearing not to, but
they're seeking the path to not to.
Yes, they are. They want to.
And they're just starting.
I think they've done some more things just on their own,
right.
Or read and stuff, but I don't think they
I would say do the Om that I am and the I am that I am. I think they're pretty early still on.
I think that would be just right.
Yeah.
To get them some grounding and
right.
dissolving, because they do still have some attachment to, like I say, I'm seeing something there, and I don't know what of their past. It just looks more like nature stuff, greenery and things, but there is something, and I don't know.
So if they're in the nature, and we'll open them up more fully to the nature and greenery, and use that as a jump-off point for them.
No doubt. That'd be good, and to use those mantras in that nature or whatever. So, I just all of a sudden see a body in white laying in a casket. A white, though, I mean, filled with some light there. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know quite what to make with that. He's saying that was them, or something. Saying that was them, or
right. Were they in a religious order?
They might have been, because it does look kind of like a nun, or I don't know, but something kind of, of a religious being. I don't know, that image is there, though, so it's kind of being reflected back. There is some greenery around it, too, like... they were like beneath the earth, but then the greenery above it. I don't know, it's kind of interesting. And I see a lot of light coming from the heart of that particular body.
Were they a teacher?
Kind of hearing maybe a nun.
A nun, okay.
Yes, do see the coffin or that kind of thing, and the light beaming. Yeah.
Okay. I still say do the Om that I am and the I am that I am.
I think that feels right too. I think it needs to get some centering too, would be a good thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe that's someone they loved, though. Maybe it wasn't them. I just, sometimes it's hard to say.
Right.
Maybe it was their
patron saint or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, could have been
and
the
I think
patron
that's
saint.
It, that they have some kind of
attachment to that form.
I think it is. That's exactly what it is. But that light is emanating from that particular body, and I think there still can have some, energetic connection there.
Yeah. They could also call to see that being directly, rather than being attached to a...
I think they do, but, they have the coffin around. I don't know, if that means something.
Yeah, but I mean that being is no longer in that coffin. Right. They can commune with them on the other side if they haven't taken birth again.
And maybe that's where they were a little stuck, is that image. With
exactly. They're stuck on that.
The confines,
Right.
That. like it's in a
like that
certain time,
holiness
place, thing.
that holiness is in that body, but
Yeah.
it's not that form.
That's
they need
it,
to let go of the
exactly.
form,
Makes
and
sense.
they need to let go of the form and then ask to commune with that energy.
You know, I see a lot of energy going into this being, kind of like, you know, that almost like a feeling of we're one. It wasn't that
Right.
this me, I'm here, they're there, or something.
Right.
See a lot of very kind of white, clear energy being absorbed now by this being. I think they kept him in that container, I guess, in
that
way.
casket.
Yeah, in that casket.
But that's what's holy, is that that image is holy. That image is holy. That's what I mean, you know, so they need to find out that they're not in that image.
That's exactly what I think was
image.
happening there.
Yeah, they're not in that image. They're living. They're living, you know. That energy is alive. It's not in that image.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still seeing that image being reflected, but I did see that also, the white kind of river, I guess, going into
coming
the
in
dam.
now. Okay, good.
Yeah, so I think that's a good good start. They just sort of stayed stuck with that. I guess time, place, I want to say time, place, like they're there, I'm here.
Right, and they're not.
That and I'm this,
no,
you know, kind of thing.
So that's why the Om that I am and the I am that I am is good for them, because if that's what your focus on is, that's what you can become. They are in the heart of your own being.
And it sounds like they really love and felt that that one was a very saintly, pure
right. And what they are, you can be.
And that's exactly what this was about. It's perfect. Because, you know, to break down those barriers, like you said, of, you know, and now they I feel like they're doing that. They're crying, they're praying, they're feeling that kind of come into their soul, like, well, they're in me. That beauty, you know, that love, that purity. So. Yeah,
you're not separate from that. So that's
nice.
What they need to find, that they are not separate. They have never been separate. If you open your heart to that, that is in your heart, and you can commune with it directly in your heart.
Which has been a message a lot that you're bringing out, whereas, you know, you can commune with that directly. Yeah.
You're not separate. Don't think that the body makes that you are separate.
And that's the body makes you holy.
Separate.
I mean,
no, it's not the body. It's never the body.
Right, or that presence, but it's you know, it's eternal, and there with them can be brought to them in this moment.
Right, that spirit is always eternal.
Exactly. Good message. So I do see kind of a cross, and you know, I think it's their way of saying thank you.
Yeah.
And, you know, this is just what's meant to be right now for this soul, and they are crying and praying and feeling the shifting of this energy coming into their heart.
Okay.
And I do still see an image that kind of dissolving around that body in a casket.
Good.
You know, good. That.
Yeah, let them find the living energy, not the dead body.
Well, really, really, that's something.
The living light rather than
there you go.
Dead forms.
Really. And there are energy around those things, but you know, it's kind of you need to bring it into your own, you know, your own soul.
Right, and let it be a living energy rather than something that
or an image, or like you said,
that you have to cling to the image of.
Right, very good.
Yeah, the image is only a focal point to begin to open, but once you've opened to that, then let it become that living
resonate
energy
within you, as you know, because you're not your body either. So
exactly,
you know, you're not all those things. So right.
So that's it for today.
All right.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you for visiting, and I hope that the people watching this have gotten something from this video as well.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Bye.